Good evening, America. Welcome to the 2011 MFFL Draft or Selection Lottery Show. I'm Travis Rhodes, Commissioner of the MFFL, owner of the Skid Marks. To my left, I have Tiny Bear. To my far right, I have Big Bear, Zach Zortman. To my immediate right, I have Kyle Sipperly, owner of We Suck. Tonight, we're going to select the order of the draft 14 through 1. So the first team picked out of the bucket tonight with the 14th pick. What do you have to say about that, Zach?
I feel the odds are in my favor, Travis.
All right. Well, we know everybody's busy with family, friends, and other obligations, so we're going to get right down to it, okay, guys?
Okay.
All right. So with the 14th pick in the 2011 draft, Kyle, will you please do the honors? Sometime today, please. Anytime today, just grab one. Suspense is kill. Oh, hurry up. Tavares Bonifillia, Brian Brown is the proud owner of the 14th pick.
Brian's best finish in the league was 9th place in 2008. Good job, Brian. In 2010, Brian drafted Tony Romo in the second round. Tony played 6 games that year.
It should be noted that Brian Brown's only been in the league for just a few years, so that best finish should really not be something to be proud of either way.
You're right. And with the 14th pick this year, that should help.
It should help. All right. With the 13th pick, we have Diddy's Dynasty, Chris Rhodes. I think we all know about that guy. Zach, would you care to share some more information about Diddy's Dynasty?
Sharing is caring.
I sure would, Travis. Thank you. Chris's highest finish was in 2008 when he was league champion. Just a small note, in 2007 he traded Tom Brady to the O'Rodney Factor. That year Tom Brady passed for 4,800 yards and 50 touchdowns, equaling 528 fantasy points. Good job, Chris.
Well said. Well said. With the 12th pick,
One fell out.
one fell out.
Back in.
It's back in now.
With the 12th pick in the draft, it goes to Marty Rump. I like it at football.
Zach?
Marty's best finish was last year, 3rd place. In 2007, with the third round pick, he took Cadillac Williams, who rushed for a whopping 208 yards.
Wow. That's pretty good. Was that for the entire season?
That was for an entire 16-game season in the NFL.
Very good. Kyle,
So-
would you hold the bucket up for me after you record the results, please? Kyle, people have families they have to get to. For Pete's sakes.
With the
11th pick.
11th pick of the draft this year,
Oh my, we suck. Kyle
Duck.
Sipperly.
Duck.
Boy, you should have your choice of second-tier receivers and crappy running backs by then. Good job.
Kyle's highest finish was 2nd place in 2006. In 2007, in the first round, he drafted Rudy Johnson, who rushed for 497 yards and 3 touchdowns. So let's hope for another one of those.
Think Rudy's still available? See on Mel Kiper's big board?
Seems like an overreaction. Now we don't have a pen.
I dropped my pen.
All right, with the 10th pick, Kyle, please.
With the 10th pick of the draft, it goes to the Bears. It goes to the Bears. Mark Liebel.
Mark Liebel was champion in 2006. The following year, he drafted Larry Johnson with the 4th overall pick. That year, Larry rushed for 559 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Not that good.
That's not very good for a 4th overall pick
Well, let's
In the
MFFL.
the 9th.
let's hope the 9th pick has better luck, huh? Oh my. Okay, here we go, folks. 9th pick. A Rodney factor. Rod Madsen. He's been a staple in the league since 2004.
What's that mean?
An original member. He's a staple.
What does that
It's
really mean?
a fine piece of wire.
This is written in some sort of ancient hieroglyph, so I'm going to have our expert read that.
Well, Rod's top finish was in the 2005 league year.
He won
Yeah.
that year.
Notable picks include last year where he drafted in the first 3 rounds of the New Orleans Saints team, including Pierre, the capital of South Dakota, Thomas. Pierre.
Taking too long.
And
That was good for an 8th place finish last
Drafted
year.
Pierre Thomas, Marcus Colson, and Drew Brees in the first 3 rounds. And anyways, with the did you write that down? With the 8th pick,
No. Yeah, I did. Gotcha. Idiot.
intensity. Brett Brown. Zach, do you have any news to share about intensity that you've memorized?
You know, I think I do. In 2009, Brett finished 5th. That's good for his best ever. In 2009, also in the 3rd round, he picked Derek Ward, who rushed for 400 yards and 1 touchdown. He's also taken Steven Jackson in the 1st round every year he's been in the league.
That's an interesting side note. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. The 7th pick.
The 7th pick of this draft selection show. We're going to give it to watch out for this. Daniel Schwach, Yankton, South Dakota. Some news about Dan Schwach.
Dan won in 2007. That was his first year in the league, which I feel is fairly impressive.
It's his rookie luck.
That's right.
Is that what they call that?
In 2009, however, he did draft Kevin Smith in the 2nd round, and
Who's that?
I believe that's all we really need to say about Kevin Smith.
It's a very generic name.
You're right.
With the
There's a fat guy that got kicked off the team named Kevin Smith.
6th round, 6th pick of the draft. Metal Slingers, Kyle Byer. I think we all remember him. He is a defending champion. Michael Vick carried him to the promised land.
What's
That's
that
true.
mean?
That means he won. Michael Vick was the
He
best
promised
part
him
of his-
land.
That was the best part of his team, and he carried him everywhere he went. In 2009, he actually drafted the entire Steelers offense and then begged me for a trade immediately. He drafted Willie Parker, Santonio Holmes, and Rashard Mendenhall. That's it.
Right.
That's all I have for that one.
Oh,
I traded away
you
Percy
did.
Harvin.
You did trade away.
I traded away
Percy
Percy Harvin, the rookie of the year that
Yeah.
year. Big deal. Whatever.
Okay, with the 5th pick,
Fifth pick.
of the deal. Pillow talk.
This big guy over here.
That's me.
Zach Zortman.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little something about Zach. His highest finish was 3rd place in 2004. The year we had auto draft. Where he had Marvin Harrison auto selected in the 1st round. His worst pick, ironically, after all these years of experience, was last year where he drafted Randy Moss in 2010. Whom, as I'm sure you are aware, played for 3 of the teams last year, including Tennessee, Minnesota, and New England Patriots. On those 3 teams, he had 28 catches.
Combined 28. Is that correct?
A total of 28 catches, 5
STDs.
touchdowns.
Oh, 5 touchdowns.
423 yards.
423 yards.
His last 8 weeks of the year, he had 6 catches total.
And he drafted him in the 1st round.
For Tennessee.
In the 1st pick.
Also, my 2nd round pick ran
You hold the bucket
3
up
times
this time.
total.
With the 4th pick
4th pick.
in the draft.
By the way, the 5th pick is money.
You better read that one. Zach?
With the 4th pick in the 2011 MFFL, goes to skid marks, Mr. Travis Rhodes, our league commissioner. Gets a top 4 pick.
Aaron Rodgers is online.
Funny how that happens.
Say some things there.
Really?
Any interesting stuff? I probably never screwed up, have I?
Travis's highest finish was 2nd in 2011, meaning he's never won, and his brother has. Notable pick, Dominic Davis. He picked in the second round. That year, Dominic Davis had 0 carries for 0 yards and 0 receptions. Also 0 touchdowns and 0 fantasy points.
They didn't.
Dominic Davis, Travis.
Third pick in the.
That's not even his
Who's
name
left?
anymore.
I have no idea.
Are you left? You've been picked.
Thanks, yeah.
Zach's been picked. I think Gittnit's left.
I feel like Cody Banta's
Cody Banta's left.
He always gets a top 3 pick.
Oh! Bean counters.
Bean counters.
Todd Ross. Zach, do you have any information memorized about bean counters?
I do. I memorized that his highest finish was when he won in 2004, which we had an auto draft. And notably, he's also the president of the Beanie Wells fan club. In 2006, he drafted Willie Parker in the 4th round, who rushed for 1,500 yards and 13 touchdowns. That's a good 4th round pick. Way to go, Bean Counters. Be nice to see you this year.
Oh. With the second pick in the NFL, goes to getting it, Mr. Nick Hall.
I would really like an explanation as to what it is referring to. What is it getting?
What is it that you're getting?
Well, I'll tell you what he got. He was getting it in 2007. He was getting it a second place.
Holler.
So, and in 2008, the first round, Joseph Adai, the 4th overall, 544 yards. My notes say.
It's not very good.
You're right.
It's not very good. So that leaves, for all of you who are accounting out there in the world, we should all know who the final pick is. The first round.
The first
first
pick.
selection.
The first pick, 2011 draft.
I think it's Cody Banta.
Mr. Cody Banta, who seems to get the first pick every year.
Team Iowa Rocks, Cody
Right.
Banta. Zach?
That's right.
Cody Banta won the league in 2009, in which we drafted for him. In 2010, he drafted Sean Green in the 2nd round, who had 2 total touchdowns.
That's pretty good, considering they play 16 games in a regular season.
Right. You're right.
Every 8 games you get a
And he
touchdown.
played for Iowa, so
And
he should be
played
better
for
than
Iowa.
that.
Iowa's big. Okay. Let's not throw rocks about the Big Ten in Iowa.
I don't know what that means.
Let's keep this.
I don't have it. I didn't bring any rocks.
Okay, let's go.
So anyways, folks, that concludes the draft selection show. I hope you all thoroughly enjoyed. I hope you've all stuck around to this time. And
We'd like to thank
we need to
Sport
thank our
Design
sponsor.
for sponsoring this tonight. Go to sportdesign.com for all your table tennis needs.
Until next year, we'll see you. We'll see you next year, and probably at the draft. Goodbye,
Hopefully.
everybody.
Happy drafting!
Goodbye.
And cut.